Hey there, and welcome. So you've put in the work, you've learned the technology, and you really get the platform. That's awesome. But now comes the big question, right? How do you take all that knowledge and turn it into a real-world client win? It's the hurdle everyone faces, but it's the one that truly matters. So today, we're going to walk through a conceptual playbook designed to do just that, to bridge that gap and help you secure your very first client success story.
I mean, this is the classic gap, isn't it? It's one thing to know how a tool works, but it's a completely different ballgame to know how to make it deliver real, tangible value for someone else's business. In this explainer, we are breaking down a super simple but proven framework that's going to guide you step by step from being a platform expert to becoming the creator of a powerful client success story.
Okay, so let's dive right in. The most critical first step, well, it actually has nothing to do with technology. Seriously. It's not about logging into the hub or rattling off features. It's about one thing, and one thing only: listening. You absolutely have to understand your client's world before you can even think about changing it.
And this, right here, is where so many new partners trip up. It's so easy to get excited about the tech, the fine-tuning, the knowledge containers, all the cool bells and whistles. But listen, the best solutions, the ones that stick, they aren't built on features. They're built on the client's story. You have to remember this. You're not selling a tool, you're solving a problem that exists inside their narrative.
So, how do you actually uncover that story? Well, we use a simple but incredibly powerful framework. We call it Pain, Dream, Bridge. It's a three-step discovery process that basically guarantees your solution is perfectly aligned with what the client truly needs. Let's break down how it works.
First up, you have to identify the pain, and you have to get specific. Don't just ask, "So, what are your problems?" That's way too broad. Ask something like this. A question like this forces a real-world answer. You'll hear about wasted time, mind-numbing repetitive tasks, and all those operational headaches. That specificity, that's the raw material for an amazing solution.
Okay, next, you help them define the dream. And the magic here is that you're shifting their mindset from being problem-focused to being possibility-focused. See, this question isn't about features at all. It's about the business impact. It gets the client to start building the vision right there with you, imagining higher satisfaction scores, more productive teams. You get the picture.
And then finally, you build the bridge. It's only after you've clearly defined the from, the pain, and the to, the dream, that you bring the technology into the conversation. You can literally say, okay, those daily frustrations, that's the pain. That 24/7 instant support, that's the dream. And BeyondBot.ai is the bridge that's going to get you there. All of a sudden, it's not just a tool, it's the answer. And with that answer, you can figure out exactly where to begin. All right, now that you actually understand their story, the next step is to choose the perfect place to start. And your first project is absolutely critical. It can't just be a project, it has to be a guaranteed win that builds trust and creates momentum for everything that comes next. This right here is your guiding principle. The goal of the first project isn't to show off every single feature in the arsenal. Nope, it's to deliver a clear, measurable win and to do it quickly and simply. You are looking for that perfect sweet spot, that intersection of high impact and low complexity. And this slide shows you exactly what that looks like. You're hunting for that perfect balance. On the high-impact side, it needs to solve a real painful problem, something that the decision makers are going to notice and really care about. Then, on the low-risk side, it should be simple, with processes that are already well-defined and data that's easy to get your hands on, like an existing spreadsheet of their top 100 FAQs. This helps you avoid those technical rabbit holes that can totally derail a first project. And these are just perfect examples of that balance in action. Automating FAQs, incredibly high impact. It saves countless agent hours, but it's low risk because the questions and answers already exist. An internal knowledge base for HR solves a huge pain for new employees, but again, the data is usually already documented somewhere. Each of these is a clean, quick win just waiting to happen.
So, you've understood the story. You've selected the perfect project. Now it's time for execution. And the key word here is speed. You've got to deliver tangible value fast to build that crucial early confidence and set a positive tone for the whole partnership.
This 30-day timeline is your roadmap to proving your value and doing it fast. Week 1 is all about getting aligned and gathering data, so you start off on the right foot. By week 2, you're already building the initial configuration and showing them immediate progress. Week 3 is critical. That's for internal testing and feedback, which makes the client feel like a real part of the solution. And by week 4,
You're live and you're demonstrating results. A pace like this builds incredible confidence.
The project is launched, but you are not finished. Not even close. The final and maybe the most critical step is to prove the project's value in a way that resonates across the entire business.
And this is where we circle all the way back to the beginning. Remember how the project started with a story? Well, it needs to end with one too. You can't just email a spreadsheet of metrics and call it a day. You have to frame the results as a compelling before and after narrative, a story of real business transformation.
And you know what? A simple before and after table like this is one of your most powerful tools. It tells the story instantly. You're not just showing numbers, you're showing a complete transformation. I mean, look at this. Agent time on FAQs dropped from 40% down to 5%. That is a huge operational win. But even more importantly, customer satisfaction jumped 15 points. This is just undeniable proof of business impact.
Now, that story of transformation is powerful, for sure. But to truly get that executive buy-in for whatever comes next, you have to connect it to the bottom line. You need to translate those operational wins into the universal language of business, return on investment.
And look, you don't need some complex financial model from a business school. A simple calculation like this is perfect. First, you just quantify the old way of doing things, the number of inquiries times the time spent on each times the agent's hourly rate. Then you calculate the new, much lower cost with the AI in place. The difference? That's pure, tangible monthly savings. This simple math makes the financial benefit absolutely undeniable.
And when you actually do that math, you often end up with a single, incredibly powerful number. A number just like this one, 220%. When you can show a client a return on investment like this, the entire conversation changes. It stops being about what your service costs, and it starts being about how much value it creates.
So you've delivered a fantastic win and you've proven its value. The final step is to make sure this isn't the end of the story. You have to leverage this initial success to build a long-term strategic partnership. Your first win is just the beginning.
The key here is to reframe this first win in their minds. You didn't just complete a pilot project. No, you built a lighthouse project. It's a beacon, a successful, highly visible example that proves the value of this technology, and, just like a real lighthouse, it illuminates the path forward for the entire organization.
And a successful lighthouse project sets off this powerful chain reaction. Your proven ROI? That secures the budget for the next phase. Your main contact at the client? They become an internal champion, advocating for you in other departments. All this creates a compelling case for wider adoption, and ultimately it transforms you from a one-time vendor into a long-term, trusted AI partner.
And that is the most crucial point to take away from all this. Your first project isn't just a task to be checked off a list. It's a strategic asset. It is the foundation for a long-term roadmap that can expand across their entire business. So, start with their story, deliver that high-impact, low-risk win, and then prove the ROI. When you do that, you won't just have a happy client. You'll have a partner for the future. So the only question left is, where are you going to guide them?